Africa is a large landmass, second to Asia in size. The continent is a land of diverse physical features, including high mountain peaks, great valleys, large deserts, great rivers, and tropical rainforests. Africa, known as the poorest continent on Earth. Sub-Sahara Africa is a region that geographically lies south of the Sahara Desert. Approximately 90% of the region in tropic zone give a warm climate. It comprises many cultural groups. 2,000 different languages have been accounted for in the region. The land area totals 10.3 million square miles. In the 1400s, European explorers looking for a sea route to India and China began to visit Africa. In the mid to late 1800s, European countries began to carve up Africa into colonies. By 1914, only Ethiopia and Liberia were independent nations. By 1950s, only Ghana was the first to gain its independence from European rule. Sub-Saharan Africa is a huge region in which and has a great diversity of physical features. There are many mountain ranges in the regions, such as Mount Kilimanjaro, located in the country of Tanzania, the highest mountain in Africa and also the highest freestanding mountain in the world. Another impressive feature is the Great Rift Valley. Vegetation varies greatly across in the massive region. To the north, the Sahara gives way to Sahel, a large area of mostly dry grassland. In the west, the Niger River cuts through the Sahel. To the east, tropical grassland covers much of the region. In the southern portion of Africa is made up of a large low-lying area. Water in Africa is precious, yet non-renewable resource. The same, it can be a source of life and death. Water is not only the most basic of need, but also the center of sustainable development and essential for poverty eradication. Water is intimately linked to health, agriculture, energy, and biodiversity. On the other hand, country where the government has enacted a policy of total separation based on race. This policy would decide where you could live and work. For almost 50 years, the right minority ruled the country of South Africa under a system of racial separation called apartheid. South Africa was a multiracial society made up of many different ethnic groups. Most ethnic groups fit into 4 classifications, such as blacks, whites, colored, and Asian. The life under apartheid, as the colonial period came to an end, South Africa became an independent country in 1910. The new country's government wasted no time and enacted a constitution giving whites complete control over the national government. For decades, it continued a way of life. Until 1948, when the ruling whites enacted a government policy making apartheid official. Under the policy, many laws were created to keep ethnic groups separated and limit the right of the black South Africans. There were separate schools, hospitals, restaurants for whites and people of color. A Public transportation was segregated and signs appeared all over public parks and beaches declaring for whites only. Black South Africans protested the laws and unfair treatment. Founded in 1912, the African National Congress began fighting against the unfair treatment by whites prior to apartheid becoming an official government policy. By the early 1950s, the struggle for equity and fair treatment was drawing the attention of the world. In 1952, the lawyer named Nelson Mandela took the lead in the fight for equity. By 1989, many people around the world had become aware of the unfair treatment of blacks under apartheid. In the past, de Klerk had been an outspoken supporter of segregation. As the president of South Africa, made a decision to free Nelson Mandela and other leaders who had been jailed under the apartheid laws. In 1994, democratic elections were held in South Africa for the first time in history. South Africans of all colors were allowed to vote. In 1998, the Commission's report condemned violations of human rights by both white and black South Africans. The Commission also granted amnesty for forgiveness to some people who carried out some of the crimes. Otherwise, Sub-Saharan Africa today has a rapidly growing population. Today, the region's people number around 800 million, and it has been estimated that with the current rate of growth could be the region looking at 1.5 billion at the year 2050. One of the largest areas of growth in the world. Rapid population growth has brought some challenges to the region. However, the challenge of healthcare appeared. One of the causes of the rapid population growth in Sub-Saharan Africa is the advancement of healthcare. More hospitals, clinics, and medical centers are now open than in any point in the region's history. Another health-related issue is the lack of access to clean water. People still suffer from malnutrition, poor health, as a result of not eating the right food or enough basic needs to prepare. Moreover, economic challenges vary. Farming is the main economic activity in Sub-Saharan Africa. The lives of the people are always impacted by the physical environment surrounding them. Many factors have gone into Sub-Saharan Africa, being mostly a collection of agricultural societies. Due to the unstable governments, the effects the colonization period had on the region's economy and society, many people rely on some type of agriculture to provide for their needs. Indeed, the global connection world is still present and growing distress. Mainly, the climate change. African society is very closely coupled with the climate system. Hundreds of millions of people depend on rainfall to grow their food. Human activities includes overgrazing, deforestation, and removal of natural vegetation, cover agricultural activities in the vulnerable ecosystem of arid and semi-arid areas. These activities are triggered by population growth, the impact of the market economy, and poverty. African people experience desertification. Assess using the information in oils, climate, and previously evaluated land resource stresses. As the years pass by, Sub-Saharan Africa has greatly changed and become free. As the apartheid ended, issues are slowly corrected, as well as the government take an action to minimize the laws and regulations to the people. Sub-Saharan Africa nowadays are fulfilling their lives and prosperous living at the same time.